So today we're going to be showcasing a budget version of Shanks. This deck is remarkable right now. It's currently, I'd say, high tier 1.5, maybe low tier 1. But this hinges off the back of one card, which is OP09, Silvers Rayleigh. It makes your Dofi matchup incredibly easier. Um, it just basically negates them swinging for a turn. Just a fantastic control tool. However, it currently sits at around £25 per pop, and it can be expensive. You know, not a lot of people have £100 to just drop on Rayleigh. And this deck is still easily tier 2, maybe low tier 1.5 without Rayleigh. The deck just plays differently and has different objectives. So without further ado, let's just get into it. And the first card is going to be Threat Armor. It's just utility. You get minus 2,000, obviously. Massively helps your Beckmans, your Newgates, and yeah, it's just a pretty 2K. Next move on to Sanji. Now this card is basically exclusively for the Blackback matchup. I have found myself playing it quite a lot. If I find it early enough against a P-Luffy, like fine. Because at the end of the day, I really don't mind taking the life if I can pressure cards out of their hand. Especially because P-Luffy really wants to see their end game and just spam giant. This card's just really good. Once again, it's an easy first time play into Blackbeard, which is a matchup which is 50-50, but with this card easily becomes a 55-45. Moving on, we have two KO Shanks from OP06. This is basically the main difference, really, between the Rayleigh build and a few other pieces. This is such a good answer to so much going on right now. It's a good answer to 10 drop Kuzan. It's a good answer to um, 10 cost Dofi. It's a good answer to Gecko Moria. It just removes bodies that are kind of frustrating to deal with. It's a 12k body on top of that, and it's nice because you can play this and then follow it up with Rush Shanks, and you can just get good utility out of it. Sometimes people won't swing the things out of fear of the Rush Shanks, but they never really factor in the fact that KO Shanks exists. If you set up a snake beforehand, then you can potentially KO anything in the game, including Goldie Roger. So this card is definitely worth considering. And yeah, absolutely fantastic. Next, we have Buckrock from OP07. This card is slapping, in my opinion. You run a lot of bricks in this deck. You know, you've got 2 Snake, 3 Newgate, 3, there's easily, I think, about 12 bricks in this deck. And having a way to filter them, and a blocker that you can play going first with Dofi is really nice. And the worst case is a 1k counter. This card has absolutely no reason not to be ran. Obviously, if you have the radius, go play the radius. But I've really found myself liking this card, and I absolutely implore you guys to check it out. Next is Free Dragon. This card is basically, I don't want to say it's budget really, because it's not at all. But this card is just ridiculous. I would argue it's one of the best red cards in the game. At the end of the day, this character alone can swing 38 if you just attack everything to him on a 10-game turn. He's a massive tempo swing, he deals with rusty bodies fantastically. And he just creates incredible pressure by swinging 7, swinging 9. So we absolutely love this. We then play 2 user. Initially, I was playing this at 4. I just found it's just useless after turn 1. But 2 is nice. Sometimes you need to search out your Yasops or your Ruse. So it does its job. Next, we have 4 Rush Shanks. Now, if you have Goldie Roger, play 3 Rush Shanks and 1 Goldie Roger. I don't have a Roger. I'm going to go absolutely try my hardest to go and source one. But for now, 4 Rush Shanks is completely fine. Typically, you only play about 2 per game, and because it's such a bluff of Utah, you kind of need 4. It's pretty excessive, but also, this is one of the best red cards ever printed. A blanket minus 1,000 and Rush is just insane. It helps you deal with board, it helps you just close out games, and at the end of the day, if you start stacking these, you can really punish your opponent for just playing the game. It's really incredible. But next, we have 2 Radiant Blocker. This card doesn't really come up that much, but having 6k blocker, having a 5-drop on your 5-turn turn is super important. Sometimes you don't have Yasop, and this is completely fine, especially against Dofi, because you will get the draw 2 and trashing 1. But ultimately, it's just a 6k blocker. And obviously, with the leader effect, it's pretty useful. Next week, 2 Building Snake. I experiment with 3. 2 is a perfect amount. It's just a -3 for 1. It's an absolutely insane card. It lets Newgate pop 8 cost, and it's Beckman trash 9k. It's incredible. It is an incredible card. Next, Beckman at a 4 of, I mean, why wouldn't he? The card is so fantastic. Being able to trash 6k is so relevant, because in the event, for some reason, Blackbeard doesn't negate your own plays, you can trash Jesus, you can trash Zarbos, you can There are just so many little effects it gets over that makes this card worth playing. It's a 7k body as well, and it's counter. It's also searchable. One of the best cards in the deck. Next we have For Hongo. Now, this is just a 2k, but on occasion, you do want to set this up against Teach, just so you can have an easier time swinging into their bodies, or, you know, give their blocker -2, so then your Red Shanks can connect. There are a few circumstances where this card is very useful as a body. Next we have 4 years up. Now, initially I was playing 3, but this card is the key card in the Doflamingo matchup. Arguably more than Newgate, because it allows you to swing 7 into a 6k, minus it, and now it's 5. So now you're getting 2 cards out of hand. Plus the +1 for the turn is incredible, because Dofi really cares about swinging low, and forcing them to commit extra Don by not developing the board just to attack you. Yeah, this card is absolutely ridiculous. Worst case is a 1k. We love it. Next is Lime Juice. Once again, just searchable 2k, but it does have the added utility of stopping Resonate blocker, Rebecca blocker, Doflamingo blocker, Trafalgar blocker into Boa. There are some really nice cards that randomly just hits, and it's not base power, so you can cluster loose if you're desperate to, you know, get over a blocker, but it's a pretty fantastic card. Next is Rue. Now, Rue is honestly one of my favorite cards in the deck. Against P-Luffy, this card just wins. At the end of the day, they can't do anything, because if they swing, they will just lose as Oradura, they just commit to the board. And plus, you can just, like, use leader effects, and then they commit. Oh, it's so good. And late game, setting up 2 of these can really just screw over Dofi. The only issue with Dofi is obviously they have law to bounce this. If they do not find the law, this card is fantastic, but most of the time it's better to keep it in hand as a 1k. Next, you play 3 Newgate. Mostly it's run 2, and in the Rayleigh build, fine, go run 2. However, this card is pivotal to winning the Dofi matchup, and not only that, it's not searchable, and you kind of really want to see one. Like, worst case, you can pitch it with Kick Course or Bucker Up, so you don't mind only having, you don't mind 3. It's a pretty fantastic card. It attaches the Don, so you can, if you go first, you can then attach a Don to the Yasop, swing 7, give something -1, and then pop over the Newgate. We don't have 2 A's. This is a tough one. It's one of those cards that if Teach becomes more problematic, basically depending on what the bans are, this might end up becoming a 3 or 4 of, because the ability to just not be removed once per turn has won me so many games against Teach, it's won me games against Lucci, it's won me games against Boa. It just wins games. It is such a strong effect. And with leader effects, you only need a 1k out, which makes it really fine. And worst case is a 1k, which is what it ends up being in most matchups. But it's a sticky body, and sometimes that's good enough, especially against stuff like a Nell and whatnot. And then finally with 2 kick course, once again, you're on so many bricks, having a way to fill them is really useful, especially with leader effects. You can get out of like 9k swings, 8k swings really comfortably. So yeah, we love it. So this is the entire deck profile. Once again, if you have Goldie Roger, I would say play 3 Shanks and 1 Goldie. Other things you could experiment with is like just ratios basically. A lot of people are playing 3 Rue. Some people are playing 3 Yasop. Once again, Ace is commonly being seen at 3 now. You also got the Red Hawk build, but in this version, you basically cannot play Red Hawk because, as good as a card as it is, you are trying your hardest to just spam 10 costs every turn. You will never have 2 Don up for the most part. So you kind of just can't use the card, which sucks because it is a fantastic card. In the Rayleigh build, you Rayleigh, you minus everything, and then your Red Hawk's basically online for like 7Ks, I think. So yeah, it's really worth playing in the Rayleigh build, but because we do not have the Silvers Rayleigh, we are going to be giving this, we omit the card. Next up, you get stuff like Divine Departure, which is super exciting, but for now, this is the build that we're going to be running today, and let's get into the games. So we are going to be playing with the OP bounty system. It's the easiest way to find games that are meta relevant. And our first matchup is against Teach. Not ideal, they just get to choose turn order, which is quite scary, of course, because at the end of the day, this is a very difficult matchup going first, because we just have so little ways to basically get a sub 10 Teach first, which is absolutely horrifying. But our starting hand is pretty miserable, going right now, because we don't see Sanji, and we don't see Sanji in the Mole either. This is a miserable hand, but we do see 2 aces, which could be very important moving forward. No good hit there. But we do find Root, which is super nice for a 4 Don, because it allows us to deal with just like random threats like Olga. It doesn't deal with Jesus, sadly, because yeah, he can't be KO'd by effects, because that was a very relevant thing to print on the card. Currently this is bugged. It should be showing like one I'm playing, but you know, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. So he just swings big here. We're just big. We have no reason not to. We find in-gate perfectly fine. We're not so fussed about it. We are just D5. Realistically, he doesn't counter out because he likes cards in hand. He does counter out. He gives us a Dock Q, which is kind of interesting. But we just play Root. Sets us up a nice block code once again. He can't play Augur. He can't commit Lagoon. He can't commit basically anything to the board because of his Root, which is super nice. In this instance, we are going to give up an ace because one should be enough. Realistically, it should just stick. He does commit Jesus, which is super annoying. But we are just going to beat 6 here and just drop ace, which I thought was a pretty good play. The worst thing that can happen here is if he hits like Liberation or Shigan. Shock Horror, yeah. That's really frustrating, but that's the matchup. Hey, but at least we do have a body that has been committed to the board. Next turn we can Nugate and we can swing 8 into the rest of Jesus and the event he swings of it, which is pretty nice. We can also Dragon, which might be the better play, because then we can go 6, 7, 9 into it, because this card is such a problem. But that's assuming he does anything else up. This is completely fine. We just leader effect and we do 2k. It's really important to preserve your life, but he's just going to leave everything up, which is quite annoying. We do end up getting Black Hold, which is slightly annoying. So I think we still Dragon, because it just applies a lot of pressure, and there's a good chance he takes this 5, because he's in the 4 cards in hand. And we're fine to swing with his ace. We're not too fussed about it living or dying. We just want to apply as much pressure as possible. But yeah, this sim is still a lot faster than the Digimon sim, but some people just play remarkably slow. You're gonna take this, like, it doesn't take you, I don't know, it take you 5 seconds to think about it. Maybe like just play fast, like, you know, it's turn 4, I've spent 40 seconds playing. But yeah, we just Dragon. And then that's 2 life already, which is a really good spot to be in. I've only just clocked that he let us go first, which is a huge mistake. Massive mistake. I don't know why he's allowed that to happen, because he wants to set up 10C Teach as fast as possible, and he's just decided not to for some reason. But we'll see what he draws. But he's also pitching Dock Qs, which is really interesting because he's got the Augur set up. He finds O9 Teach, so we know he's got 1 brick in hand, which will be important for our math later, because there's a good chance we just go 6, 7, 9, and 9. He does Black Hole us, that's fine. Vasco shot is very frustrating. To the point where I might even just set up a Nugate instead of Dragon, just so I can keep it up. And we might just go for board this time, but we'll see what happens. Okay, so he's swinging 8 here, right? We have no counter in hand. There's a good chance he then decides to tuck 2 and swing Jesus in. But we also don't... We're going to counter, because even if you rest this is a win for us. Because then we can just tuck big and go into it. The worst thing that happens is that he'll set up 10C Teach, but it's not the complete end of the world, because he's not really developing anything else. But there's a good chance he tucks 2 and goes into it. Ooh, interesting. He really doesn't want to rest that. We're going to let that resolve, sadly. If he swings 7 face, we're really happy, but I don't see him doing it. Yeah. I have him Black Hold, of course, but there's a part of me that's just we're just gonna go overboard. So we're gonna set up a Nugate. It's a frustrating card that he has to deal with. I think we just smack face, right? There's 2 options. I either go 8 into Augur, so I don't have to deal with the damage, and he won't counter out, and then we go 9 to face. And now he's on 1 life. And we've got Dragon in hand. So we've got plenty of rush to pressure. The only thing that does scare me is that if he gets a few more cards in trash, this can then start pressuring the Nugate. But realistically, he just slams 10C Teach. And then we pitch the Rayleigh. In fact, we don't even pitch the Rayleigh. We kind of want to find like Red Shanks it. because Red Shanks is one of the best cards in the game. But he has a lot of cards in hand, so we do need to be quite cautious. Obviously, he freezes the new game, which is really interesting. We're just gonna take this. We find 2k, that's pretty fine. There's a part of me that's expecting to swim with this, but we'll see. We will see. So we get Black Hold, Shock Horror, not too fast. If I go 5, he will feasibly just counter it. So we're gonna go 7. Because this still leaves us to play of blockers, or we can Dragon. If he takes this, then we just beat. I can also still activate this effect. No, I can't. Sorry, I'm lying. It's been completely nullified. It's just an AK brick. Don't listen to me, guys. But now it's just it's just a waiting game. So he does like counter out. This isn't too surprising. So if we swing 9, we then get the Teach, which is pretty nice. But we don't. The issue is that we kind of don't want to commit too much. If we swing 9, yeah, but then we get the final life out, which is pretty good. But then if he commits a second Teach, no, okay, we still Dragon, because at the end of the day, it's just scary for him. It's very scary for him. There's a part of me that wasn't just considering like I was beating, but the thing is, you want us to do a develop board because he can't freeze that much against me, and then that's 9 to face. That's the final life. And now we're on 3 lives. Realistically, he teaches here. We know he had 1, so this is the one he searched earlier. He could have a second one. If he doesn't, he then just might go for board, which is a completely fine, acceptable play. But now we really want to be finding Red Shanks to help us out. Wow. You know, that was a loss I was expecting. We're going to take this. Cool, good hit. Because worst case, he just this was completely expected. So we're gonna minus this, and then we're gonna just kick us out. We still have 2/2Ks up, and we have the blocker. Worst case, and now he's just in a complete bind because he can't set anything else up. He can't even go to my bodies. I don't know what he was thinking here. This was absolute crucial misplay. And there's a scoop. That's game 1, which is a win for us. So for our next game of the day, it is a mirror against the same guy. We're currently at 500 million berries, which isn't too bad. The goal, I'm not going to make this a series or anything, but the goal is to inevitably hit 1 billion. He's just got second, which is really bad for us, but we are going to hard mode him and pray we hit Yasop. We don't hit Yasop, but we do hit Ace, which is nice because it kind of counters his Christ, thank you. I could set up Snake. But then what am I worried about? I guess I'm worried about expecting. We're not gonna set up Snake. Snake is a really awkward card because like you never really want to come in too early because at the end of the day he can just play Rue and then kind of in a blind. But realistically, I'm just gonna P8 because I have nothing else to do, which is pretty common. But he draws a Yasop, so that's something we are gonna have to deal with. But yeah, this is a pretty simple case of just being 8. There's nothing else we can develop. And we could go 5 and 5, but with leader effect, like that's completely pointless. Whereas 8 gets like potentially 2 cards out of hand, even with leader effect. So it beats 9. This we're just gonna take. We're pretty happy to. We're at 5, and sadly we still don't have a fantastic play. We could play the Rudam because we know the Yasop's coming, and in fact I think that is the play. Because next turn he hits 6, so he realistically Yasops, and then I'm in a better spot. Yeah, so we're gonna go 6 because it gets a card out of hand, and then we just play Rude. Because next time we probably won't be able to beat for any damage. But we also have the background to deal with it, which like yes is a fair point, but this just makes the trade easier because he won't swing. He could swing 6 instead of 7, but I don't know. Even then, it just gets a 1k out of hand, which I'm pretty happy with. But we'll set up Rue. It does get the 1k. He gets the Yasop, which is really interesting. So maybe he doesn't develop Yasop. Maybe he had a spare in hand. We'll have to see. But it's a pretty decent player. He's around my rank. But yeah, the goal is 1 billion. All right, I will not stop. But the issue is that there's a lot of off-moded decks I'm going to test, like King. That's going to absolutely wreck my rank. So, but inevitably I'm going to get to play my main, which is Boa Hancock on the channel. So pretty excited for that. This is an insane play. Holy fuck. Okay. We're gonna take. We are gonna take. And we find Red Shanks, which is super good for us. And we find. Oh wow, KO Shanks. This is really good. It almost makes me want to set up Baccarat just so I have a way to filter these. But honestly, there's a part of me that just says Newgate because dealing with Newgate as an HA is super frustrating. And if he has to commit Otama, then we're thrilled. Because next he goes to 8, so he could Dragon. And if he Dragons, then we're in a bit of a bind, I guess. But I still have Snake up. So actually, not really. I just need to somehow get a -1 on it. Yeah, we'll set up Newgate. Just because it's board pressure. I know it seems weird that I took that. When I could have just blocked. But I feel like this block is going to come up. I have a hunch about it. I could be completely wrong. But there's a good chance he counters out here. He's got 8 cards in hand. He's got plenty of. Also, yeah, I probably should adjust the elephant in the room. It's Red Hawk. That's completely fine. That's a complete waste of a Red Hawk. That is an insane waste of a Red Hawk for a 1k. Wow. Okay, sure. People get very zealous. I know I saw the tweet on art. A, I thought nothing of it, and B, like Red Hawk once again does nothing. In fact, it would have been so much better had he popped the Building Snake. But whatever, it's his game, I guess. But yeah, we expect to see Dragon here, which is fine because we can basically counter all of it. And then we have Snake into Becklin to get rid of. I could have rested you to get rid of the Utah, but I'm not too worried about it. But yes, elephant in the room. My sleeves. I have these sleeves in real life. This guy is just completely baffling. I can't read him. We are going to counter out this now because it's getting completely excessive. We're going to ditch Hong. We're going to ditch Lime Juice and Ace, which we're pretty happy to do. He drops Ace. We don't care. I can actually remove it, which is kind of funny. I feel like I have no reason to, but yeah, I could Beckman Trash and then Newgate. Oh, that's actually completely fine. Yeah, so we go 7 to face, and yeah, we just remove it. Okay, we have movement. It took him, I'm almost certain, over a minute to decide on that, which is genuinely a joke. And I'm so frustrated that I have to put up with it. But we do remove the egg, which is super nice. It's one of those sticky bodies that's quite a bit of a problem. But this time we just expect to see Red Shanks straight into Newgate, which we're just going to let go. We're not too fast. He can't swing lead because we have hockey. And he doesn't! He rallies! Wow, okay, we're in a good spot. We're in a really good spot now. Cool! Awesome. So next turn, we can just, like, Red Shanks, pop the Rayleigh, go 5-7. Oh, we're in a good spot. Cool. If he sets up a second one, we're not fast. You can even set up Yasop, and we really don't care. We just miss out on 5k. So. Hey, look at that, I'm a genius. Of course, we do counter out here. We don't love it, because we have so many bricks in hand, but we also don't really have a choice. I want to remove you. I'm pretty sure he'll block regardless. So, we're going to go pop the ass up. We're then going to... We're just going to beat 12, because this just gets rinsed. There's a chance he blocks, and there's no point me resting his body when I know he's going to struggle to deal with it. Yeah, cool. We're thrilled with that. We're absolutely thrilled with that. I know it doesn't look like I'm applying a lot of pressure, but my board is substantially bigger than his. In the event he ever plays Red Shanks, I have the KO Shanks and the Snake set up. So we're in a great spot. He plays Dragon, super interesting. There's a chance he goes for Nuki. I don't really think he does. Go straight to face. Okay, fair enough. I don't know if I care about losing this body. But then if he swings 9 here, I potentially can't counter out. No, I can't. We're gonna counter. We are gonna counter. We don't really care about losing, which sounds wild. But if he swings to yes, we couldn't have counted out of that. We could have in that regard. But he's now just an 8k, which is completely fine by our standards. We just set up the second Red Shanks. But first we beat 5 to face. Because getting the leader ability out of the way is super important. Okay, it is never a waste. I guess that happens a lot. but it actually does mean that my deck is now significantly weaker. We are just going to commit one of these to this, because I feel like I'm going to get more cards out of hand by swinging these. So we're going to go 6. Now we don't care. Our board is so substantial. Now we just need to get him down. There was a part of me that was considering KO Shanks, but I really want to save it for his Red Shanks. That's remarkable. Do I start it? I'm gonna starve. This could be a misplay, but I feel like not giving him the cards in hand, he has 2, so he's in complete top deck mode. And next turn, it means I have better math for just swinging for lethal, especially with a dragon in hand. There's a part of me that's going to tuck 10 and swing one of the Shanks, to be honest. He shouldn't. Well, he'll get the Shanks, to be fair, so it's not even a bad play, but we'll see. But yeah, this is just one of those where the time barrier is just insane. We are forced to take. If he had Dragon, he would have played Dragon. What the fuck? I am forced to counter out of this, but that's quite the bizarre play. So now with no rush in hand, I feel like I have to actually just go for game, which means committing Snake as well. So if we go, no, I can't commit Snake. Instead, I could go 7, 8, 9, 9. Yeah, okay. This should still be lethal, I think. Because the thing is that if he dragons, he wins, right? So I have to go for lethal now. But I feel like I maybe I should have stopped this last time. But it's a good chance to counter. Okay, so he does counter out the swing. We've still got 1, 2, 3, 4. We've still got 5 swings. So we swing with our weakest first, which is going to be this 7. We then commit. We then swing 9. He doesn't have 2 up for red ball, which is very important. We then swing 10. We then swing 12. And we then swing final 12. He's either got it or he doesn't. And that's game. Wonderful. So that's a game 2 win. So game 3 is also a mirror. We get the luxury of deciding to go second, which is super nice. We have really good counter. We have Rue, we have Yasuo, so we are going to keep this on. It is a very strong hand, despite not having too much late game. But this is going to be a very weird kind of matchup to play. He's going to swing 8, well, I'm just going to be forced to take. He gets Rush Knocks. I mean, you know he has a breaking hand. Once again, it's really important for that. Alright? We also find our own Red Shanks, super nice. Next turn, we're just going to develop Rue. Rue, once again, just deals with some really nice bodies, but again, like the Yasuo, like the Rayleigh blocker. Once again, we comfortably take this. And yeah, we just Rue. Not applying pressure does suck, admittedly. But it's kind of just, it is what it is. We expect to see just a gas up here. And in the event he does, we block, and then we play our gas up. And then we're swinging 7, which is super nice. Instead, he completely blows my mind. We'll give him the ace for this. And then we'll just get out the second swing. But that's a really insane kind of turn to mess up, to not find anything. But it's pretty common. It's a really kind of frustrating part of this deck where you just end up not finding anything useful. There is a part of me that kind of wants to do with Yuta, to be honest. Next turn he hits 7. So there's a good chance Rue dies anyway. So we're gonna swing Rue into here. And then we're gonna Yasuo and we're gonna swing 7. Which might resolve. Yeah, he's got 5, so he's pretty comfortable taking here. He's got so many cards in hand, which is quite scary, but I kind of expect to see a Newgate here. Hence why I was pretty comfortable swinging with this, because it was going to die regardless. Or it's a Beckman, and then we lose the Yasop, but then he can't swing into this anyway because of leader ability. The other thing we don't have is good follow-up. Oh, we have awful follow-up. And it is the Beckman to trash the Yasop, that's completely fine. He can't swing anywhere, so it should just be a pass. Why did they do this? Why did they do this? Yeah, so we don't actually have a good plan now. Which does kind of suck. I feel like setting up the ace is completely fine. Setting up, honestly, ace snake. So then next turn, like Shanks can just kind of come in for just insane damage. So that's 5 and 1. So we can still swing 7. We'll leave the rule up. Yeah, this is fine. We don't love it. We don't love it. That's completely fine. Because regardless, the Beckham would have like okay. So in the event we played the ace, the Beckham would have just trashed the rule. So it doesn't really make a difference. At the very least, we still have like the forever blocker. And yeah, this is fine. We expect we can out there. But yeah, the card disparity is quite wide. Yeah, we also once again we know he's got 10 Shanks in his hand, so we do have to be worried. And here comes the Rayleigh. We are gonna lose the Rue, and this is gonna be a 3K for the foreseeable future, which is a bit sad. But hey ho. We use Snake. Wow. That probably shouldn't surprise me as much as it does, but this we're gonna take, and if he swings with this, we can block. And swinging with this isn't okay. Cool. Because obviously we are just going to play Red Shanks. You know, because his own rush won't do anything against my one, so we're completely fine with this. There is also a chance he swings massive with Rayleigh, but we also aren't terribly fussed about that. The biggest crime is losing Snake, to be honest. That's pretty rough. Because it just like limits like how much like this new gate can do and whatnot. But the point is that he wants to set up 10 Shanks, right? That's basically all he wants to do with his turn. But he knows it's really suboptimal to do so. All I need is a 1k for you, so we're gonna hockey this. We're probably gonna have to counter out of this, which we're not thrilled about. But it's fine because we have a 2 and a 1. But yeah, no, we're just lacking cards because he's applied a lot of pressure where I haven't. But next time we should be able to just drop new gate, so see what happens, and just beat face a lot. So it is Red Shanks, shock horror. We're not too surprised here. We do once again we are completely forced to counter out of this. And if he swings into this, then it's just a misplay because I've obviously got a 2k in hand. He doesn't swing with it. That's not too surprising, actually. That's not too surprising. There's a part of me that wants Watama to remove you, to be honest, because it will inevitably matter. I think we do. This could once again it could be a misplay, but that card do be a problem. So that's currently 6. We swing 6 here. And then we swing 7 with the ace. But this should realistically be his game just based on card advantage alone. He has so many cards in hand. But just by swinging, it was the usual turn, just swinging big with it is very scary. And now he's got 8 cards in hand, I have 2. I obviously don't think the Shanks because that's just a death wish. But yeah, I think this probably will be a loss. But we'll see, gotta stay positive, I wonder where I went wrong. Maybe it was just committing through. Or just like never swinging with the snake, never doing anything with it. Maybe it was even committing the snake in the first place. But well, we'll see. Because he just did a really good job of pressuring. But yeah, we're on a bit of a 10 Shank stalemate. which does something happen in the mirror because nobody wants to swing with their shanks because they know the other person will commit their however many dons they remove it because it is one of the best cards in the game. Searching right from that is always a good sign, always a really good sign. He could hit Beckman here, which is a bit scary, but not the end of the world. Whiffs! Wow, that's rough. That is rough. That is another punch deck that is a bit annoying, especially with the Rayleigh build. You just run so many non-red heads. That's why this is a 2 in my build, because it's such an awkward card to play most of the time. So he swings 6. Okay, so he's realistically he's got Rayleigh, but we will give him the 1. But if he has he probably he has Rayleigh, right? He doesn't have Dragon. So then he'll Rayleigh minus. Oh, it's Dragon. Okay, why would you? What? Why wouldn't you? Okay, sure. That's a really bizarre turn from him, if I'm being honest. Top deck Blue Doflamingo would be awesome. Yeah, we have to let that go. But Yasop's pretty baller. Yasop is pretty baller, actually. So here's the awkward part, right? Obviously, I want to remove his KO Shank, his Rush Shanks. There's only so many cards I can commit towards it. We're going to swing 5 of Face. He does hockey it, okay. I have to develop a body. And then we are just going to try. It's all you can do. It will force 3 cards out of hand. And they're all... Oh, wow. Yeah, he's got it. Yikes. This is his game. Sorry, guys. Game 3 the bust. Yeah, he's just pressured so well. There's no coming back from this. I'm just going to scoop it up. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So this game is against Carrot. This is a really great hand. This is a really fantastic hand. I'm realizing now I should just stop keeping hands that just don't have a top end. This is a late game deck. Keeping hands after 2Ks is just pointless when they just don't do a board. But yeah, so this is a pretty interesting matchup because I've never played it. Because I've never seen anyone on Rank Ladder play Carrot. But this is our 5th game of the day. We're currently 2 for 2. Our 2 losses have been to Shanks with Rayleigh. So yes, I'm not going to tell you this version of the deck is better than the version with Rayleigh. Rayleigh is a fantastic card. It gives you flexibility. It's fantastic. But this is probably the closest you can get to a nice even matchup spread while sacrificing Rayleigh. Yeah, it's pretty rough. We are going to. I feel like I don't want to stack anything here. We're going to stack 2, which sounds wild, but Rouge is too important. We have to speak into the searches, which sucks, but that's life. And then we set up a Rouge. Purely because, like, if we get rid of the Yasop, we didn't lose, like, our next turn. Pardon me. I could have arguably ditched Beckman because the Beckman doesn't do anything, but that's fine. That's a very weird point, but yeah. Okay, so now we're gonna get rid of Beckman because Beckman doesn't do anything. Okay, cool. We're just gonna beat 7. Cool, pretty good. The carrot is a bit of a problem because it's just gonna constantly rest this Rube, so I don't really have to block her for the game, but we'll see. On 7, I really don't know. I mean, they could just like progress and then carrot, which would be interesting. But being a 6 leader against a deck like carrot is pretty cool. Can't do a lot about it. Also, I do have the magic system up. If you're wondering, I am lower than I was before. Which makes sense. You know, win two, lose two, and this guy's a pretty low rating, so we'll see. Once again, like this is just what happens. It's a piss take. Why does it take you 40 seconds to decide what to fucking do? Sorry. I didn't sleep last night. That's my excuse. But cool. Yeah. All right. Two freezes. Nice. Cool. We just knocked out that. It's pretty nasty stuff actually, because he can give us 6 costs at a rest. So I still feel as though the play is to drag and just be face, but I am going to lose a body, which is a bit sucky. But on his 9 drop, he could just Shanks. If he does, then we play this Shanks, and then we just leave it up. But the point is, we just want to pressure, which we're doing a pretty good job at. But realistically, he should just Pedro block and get rid of the asshole. That's what I feel like is like the logical play here. Because I don't see him countering out. Or he counters out this one and then blocks this, but surely you just take this and then block this. No, he gets 2 cards per hand for absolute no reason, brilliant. And then block and then get rid of, which is fine. Okay. He can't Tendofi. This is on play, so maybe he's just got another one of these freeze these, but I really don't know. I'm completely lost, frankly. Yeah, my only concern is Mind Shanks, of course. Just KO when you're as a character, which can really eat um Big Shanks, but we'll see. We will see. Swing 6. We're at 5. 8. Could just be, no, it can't be kid. We're gonna take this. We hit back on. That's really nice because it allows us to deal with his blocker quite cleanly. And sometimes you don't want to pitch Shanks early, like if you know they're running 9 Shanks, which I can only assume they are. That's completely fine. That just nabs us to 2k. I'm gonna go to the Tom. I feel like the Lime Juice could have some location. And there's Luna. So I think at this point we just back menu away. We then go 10 into the rest, and then we go 7s of face. And this should put us in a pretty good spot. Like, okay. Why is it taking you 15 seconds? You're not going to catch you. Why? It's just gonna get. Okay. If he goes up to 1 card in hand for this, then this is the ultimate win for myself. This is a crazy person. I am dealing with a crazy person. Because if they Tendofi now, it doesn't matter. Is like my point. Even if they 9 Shanks, it doesn't matter. Like, nothing they do matters now, because they're now in such a vulnerable position where I'm going to start swinging with my blocker. Because you have no cards in hand. You just let the body go. They pitched a 2k. They pitched a 2k for their effects. And they hit this net. Oh well, I think okay. I'm so lost. I'm so lost. Um, yeah, we just picked a one. I don't know what to do for 10. It could just go feed, like I thought. Cool. Yep. So we now play the Shanks. We go 7 to 5. There's a part of me who doesn't want to use my face, but I got punished pretty heavily last time for not doing that. So, and then we're just going to beat face again. And now we should be fine. I don't think there's any way. If they 10 Doki again, we just aggressively counter out of anything they want to do against my board, because we do have the cards in hand for it. If they set up 2 blockers, well, then they set up 2 blockers. Cool, brilliant, waste the swing. Well, then they're going to 10 Doki again, which means they'll freeze 1, 2, and 3. Which means they might go after these bodies instead. If I can let go after this. Which will get my entire hand. But I don't think it matters. Unless I make it completely crazy. Goes for that. Okay, cool. So we double 2. And that'll be a second 10 to freeze 1, 2, and 3. Yep. Cool. Pretty standard stuff. We now go 9? No, we go 7. We go 7, we go 9, or however, yeah, and that's GG. So that's game 5 win. Okay. So this is game 7. I didn't recall the last game, it was against RP Luffy, and I got statistics that game. This is a mulligan once again. You just don't keep hands that just don't have like useful things to begin with. At this point, Rue's fine. Rue doesn't really do anything though, because he just trigger, tap it down, so we just grab 2K. We kind of just don't want to play anything like looking around, but our hands are really fine. But they could just like serve the sugar. They didn't bother swinging 8. Okay, that's bizarre. They just get well. Okay, that's weird. Okay, we're gonna beat 5 and beat 6 to get cards out of hand. That's fine by my book. I'm so. What? Okay. What? Once again, that's a 9K. You got rid of for a search. I don't understand you people. Queen's fine. It's been 9, but we're gonna be 7, so at the very least, get 2 out of hand. And yeah, we use the U-Card, which we don't really care about. I'm pretty sure this is a complete blow-up matchup because I run so much top end. But we'll see. Matches can go either way. And this is about 2K, completely fine. Next time we can just trash it with Pepper, and I don't think you can develop anything too scary with that much time. Develops a Sugar, which is completely fine. Sugar in Rosinante, big problem. Impossible to remove. Sugar in this matchup is just like, whatever. I'm just going to take I'm not even going to bother. But yeah, we're just going to Beckman you away. The joy of Sugar is that she's completely mandatory. And you don't... Okay, yes, she needs to rest the Yasop here. Because now the Yasop can just go 7 to face and you'll force to take. Or they're ready to get 2 cards out of hand. Oh, well, cool. Obviously the map's a bit awkward for this matchup. And they have KG, which is kind of what their deck does best, but next time we're just gonna back on with a blocker and just go beat smack face. We'll dish the Rue once again. Anything close to ground is completely pointless. No, I'm just gonna go 7 to face a lot, I think. I don't think I have a reason to swing to the baby 5. I know like the search is like annoying, but I'm far more interested in just getting cards out of hand. I was more scared of the one that is not going to rest, but wow. Okay, final match of the day. We are going to go first because we have to, and we find the 2 most important cards in this matchup. So, fingers crossed, it goes all right. But we will see. Yeah, we've done 8 matches today. I think it could be 9. I'm completely lost. We've gained 100 million berries. Hopefully we can end it on a win. Hits the Jinbei, hits the boss, and they're just going to go straight for that. Sanji feels completely pointless because they're not going to have a leader effect. I feel like just beating 8 here is pretty wise. You know? They won't get the cards out of hand. We're pretty much expecting that. That's fine. We have no reason to develop anything. Cool. Next time we're going to Yasuo. And pray it lives. If he has the Joju, then we're in big trouble. If he has a Joju, then basically we just can't remove the ball blocker, which is a huge problem because he's. Yeah, oh, yeah, right. Is done. I'm just gonna pretty quickly pitch the Roo because it just does so little for us in matchup. But yeah, we're just gonna go bush for bush. Simple. 6k swing. It means he's at least forced to block on 1k or give me a 2, gives me a 2. Love that. But yeah, the only thing that's good of his Joju. And if he does have Joju, then we're kind of okay because he's committing his entire time to Joju. He might be committing his entire time to Joju. Alright, cool. Because it's the only thing he can do. Yeah, he had the Joju. Ah, so annoying. Okay. I still feel like it's wise to develop the new gate. Because then it's a 6-hit swing here, and it at least removes the Jinbei. And then it's a constant threat that he has to deal with. And then next turn, we can then start developing other things. Beckman feels like natural, but because it's rested, it's a card out of hand. But hey ho, that's life. He had it. He had it. That's so annoying. It also means, okay, that's fine. We just took it with a Sanji here. Sengoku, he hasn't hit any Coronas, which is really good for us. It means he doesn't know what's on top of his deck. He says the 4, so he could just be. He could just have a Jinbei. Instead goes 8. He actually hits a Truggle off top of the deck. Wow, okay, fair enough. So we're gonna trash the Yasuo now. And we are going to take this. Okay, so we find out the Yasuo. It's fine. Oh, okay. Snake's pretty good. Snake's pretty good. So what I can do is I can now Snake Josie, Beckman you, and then swing the final 6 into this, I think. Let me do some math in my head, right? Because then that's 8. Yes, it's only a 60 swing, which is pretty underwhelming. But it does deal with the Josie, which is the biggest threat on the board. So I think that's what we're going to go for. We're then going to swing. Yeah, we just swing 6, right? I kind of like. There's a part of me that was set up a second Yasuo, but when I hit 10 Shanks, the Yasuo effect is quote unquote permanent. So it feels like natural. He definitely counts here. There's no reason not to. Cool. And now we remove the boa. We don't love the boa. Like, because naturally he wants to block with it, of course. But now he's just going to develop the same board, and I'm pretty terrified. And it's why, developing the Yasuo early is so important. Yeah. Wow. That's unfortunate. This could just be a big swing here into Newgate. If it is, that would be yeah, we just counter out. Cool. Give him the 2. Cool. We find it. Let's go. So we're gonna rest. We're gonna pop you. We are going to swing 5. We want to get cards out of hand. All right. We don't. We do care about removing the body, obviously, but we want to get cards out of hand first and foremost. And this will. Brilliant. We now go 7 into it. This doesn't get counted. I see no reason why he counts here. Yeah, and then we go top space. Cool. We're in a decent enough spot. Obviously he's got quite a few swings here, but fortunately 10 Shanks obviously makes that less of an issue. Next time we're probably just going to Yasuo because it's a really safe thing to do. That's 9. Wow. Obviously we are going to counter out because boy oh boy. Okay, cool. So we're in a fun spot. We pop the roll. We develop the Yasuo. We swing 1, 2, 3. We swing 9 into Weevil. He's considering it? Oh, really? Okay, yeah, okay, cool. We leave a 9th face and then 12th face. The other thing is he could hit grab, which would kind of suck, because I am now relying on serving to help me arrest it, but cool. That's completely fine. Then we go 12th face. Nice, no grab. And this is pretty comfortable. We'll just have to see. But this is kind of what the deck's quite good at. Like, it's weird. Dofi obviously is. Why? Okay. Again? I don't think he's gotten his husband, really. Does he scoop? He scoops. Cool. As you can see, this version of the list is not quite as good as the one with Silvers Rayleigh. This is not a surprise, but this one is £100 cheaper. So that is something to consider. It also has different strengths. It has better matchups into black decks because it can deal with Moria easily. I understand this card came up not once today, but I assure you it is a really strong utility. As for the OP bounty, we gained about 150 million berries with a win record of I think 5-3. We lost to Red Purple Luffy and 2 Shanks. So clearly I'm getting hard diffed by other Shanks players, which is a shame. But that's it from me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.